Hello, everyone. So today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Reactivate Bumblebee. So this is the Gamer Edition Reactivate Bumblebee. I've heard a lot of good things about this figure. This is basically from the Transformers Reactivate online game, which was unfortunately canceled before it was even released. And I got this from Shopee at just around $14. Yeah, it was brand new out of the box, and I've always wanted to get this figure. I mean, I've always wondered about this figure, and now that I got it for really cheap, I had it. I when I saw it selling for really cheap in Shopee at Shopee, I grabbed the opportunity and bought it. But anyway, here he is. Right here he is from the box. Here's the box of Reactivate Bumblebee. This is the old Studio Series box with the open window, and that is actually a backdrop inside, which comes with every Studio Series figure before. As you can see, it says Reactivate here on the upper left. We have Bumblebee here as how he was supposed to appear in the game. On the side, it's a bigger photo of him. On the back, we have him here in a pose, him in his alt mode, and of course, the backdrop right there. And the old Studio Series box doesn't have the scene from the game, movie, or show that it came from, but it still had a short text, and and here, it's actually here. Sorry, it says Bumblebee and the Autobots are Earth's only chance of survival. What a vague statement. But anyway, on the other side, we have another photo of Bumblebee. On top, it says Transformers Reactivate. Now, this was actually released just a few months or just a month before the game was officially canceled. But yeah, anyway, he was initially released on a 2-pack with Starscream, but then this guy was reissued solo in that box that I showed you, and it's basically the same figure. There was no changes at all. He comes in with two blasters. Oops. So this one, or maybe it's a gun or a blaster, which of course he can hold in his hand. You can even peg it here on his shoulders, because the 5mm ports have like very thin end to it, which you can plug in there. And for weapon storage, you can plug it here on the back of his forearm. So really neat weapon storage for him. And he's actually, let me remove those. He's actually a really good figure. Let's take a closer look. I like the head sculpt. Like, he's very different from what Bumblebee, or what we're used to with Bumblebee. He's very like armored up, and at the back, despite having a backpack, it is still very clean. Even underneath, or even his legs, there's really no major hollow gaps or anything. Now let's take a look at articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so it can wiggle all around, and he can even look all the way up, which I think is really cool. The doors behind him are articulated as well. His shoulders can do the full 360. His shoulders or arms can go to the side that far. There is no bicep swivel, but his elbow is on a ball joint, so you can swivel that around. A 90-degree knee or elbow bend. No wrist swivel. There is also no waist swivel for this guy. The legs can kick sidewards that far. They are on a ball joint. They can kick only forwards only that far, because this is hindering its mobility. And backwards that far. There is a thigh swivel. Knee bend pretty much 90. And of course, the ankles can pivot. So when transforming this guy, the most difficult part is actually this transformation, like getting this out of there. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's actually paint chipping already happening here on this side, because that gets stuck on the sides of this thing here. So it's really difficult to pull out. So it's definitely going to chip one way or the other. There's like no way that it's not gonna chip. Oh, if you guys can see it, there are black marks here on the side here. That's the paint rubbing off from here. Since I don't have any other Gamer Edition figure or Reactivate figure, I'm going to show you guys some size comparison in the generic sense. First, I have 86 Bumblebee, which is basically a deluxe class, but he is a mini bot. For the deluxe scale, I have him here with Bone Shaker, the Hot Wheels figure. For the Voyager class, I have him here with Prima Prime. For Leader class, I have him here with the Netflix Ultra Magnus. And finally, for the most generic size comparison, I have him here with Optimus Prime. Now here we have Reactivate Bumblebee in his alt mode, which is an armored post-apocalyptic dune buggy or a buggy, which is really nice. In my opinion, it's completely different from what we're used to. In the live action, we're used to seeing Bumblebee as a Camaro or even the the Volkswagen Beetle in the Bumblebee movie, and of course he's a Beetle in the G1 cartoon as well. But this is completely different. This is armored up Bumblebee. I like the design. I like the details right there. Like even the windshield is covered in like armored design instead of like the plain black. And I love how the doors are different or styled different as well. This is plain yellow and this has black streaks in it. The front is really amazing. It's really giving the armored vibes. The Autobot logo is still there. And at the back, this is also an amazing feature in my opinion. Like it has boosters on the back and it still has the Autobot logo. And this is painted silver, which is really nice. And yeah, transformation for this guy is a pain. I'm going to show you guys the transformation on the next video, and it's really complicated and the instruction manuals doesn't help at all. It's very difficult. That's what I want to say. At the bottom, it's all stuck in there. The guns can still be attached to the back of his forearms if you it can be attached there while you transform him. If you didn't attach it, you cannot put it in, but you can still put it here on the hood of his vehicle if you want him to have guns while driving in his armored post-apocalyptic buggy mode. Now I don't have size comparisons except for the 86 Bumblebee, and as you can see, he is bigger in size as a robot, and even in his alt mode, he's definitely bigger than Bumblebee or 86 Bumblebee. He's way different from what we're used to. Now my final thoughts on the Studio Series Gamer Edition Reactivate Bumblebee. This is definitely different from what we're used to seeing in Bumblebee, whether it be live action or the G1 cartoon. This guy looks awesome. Like he looks badass, to be honest. And I love his design. His transformation is very difficult. Transformation for this guy is one of the most difficult transformations that I've done, and it's very satisfying to do once you're able to do it properly, but very frustrating if you make one mistake. It is very frustrating. But that being said, his alt mode is very, very good in my opinion. I love it. Again, it's completely different from what we're used to seeing with Bumblebee, and again, he looks badass both in his robot mode and in his alt mode. And it's just a nice refresher from what we're used to with Bumblebee. I keep on mentioning it, but again, it is really nice. And he is big for Bumblebee as well. He's a standard deluxe sized figure. And he scales well with the other figures as well. I've shown you guys his scaling with the other size classes, and he's really good. So that's it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, would I recommend getting this guy? Definitely. I would definitely recommend getting this, but only if you're used to transforming figures, because this is very difficult, again, to transform. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.